Hello and welcome to episode 6 of my series on how to do it all. One mom's guide to living your dreams right where you are. I'm J. Grace Pennington, independent author and stay-at-home mom of 4 little girls. So this episode is going to be about only so few hours in the day, because we all know that, we've all experienced, we just all only have a certain amount of time. And I talked a little bit in the last episode about making some intentional choices with how I use specific blocks of time, like early mornings. So today we're going to dig a little deeper into that particular concept. And this has really been the building block of my entire journey. It's also why I actually accomplish more now that I have kids than I did back when I had more disposable time, which sounds counterintuitive, right? So when I had my first baby, writing and pretty much all hobbies and goals fell by the wayside for a while, which was fine. Those first few weeks and months postpartum are a great time to take a break from a lot of things and just focus on the sweet new arrival. But before long, I started missing those other things. I consider being a writer a really important part of my identity, and after a while, I could just feel the lack of it. I missed doing things I'd always enjoyed. And I realized I had slots of time when the baby was sleeping or when my husband would take her for a while, and small slots of time, but they were there. And the question became how to use them. The very fact that there was so little available time made me more aware of how I choose to use it. And it made me more aware of that than I'd ever been before. And so when presented with a free hour, often at some point in the middle of the night after the baby had eaten, but I was still wide awake, I realized intensely what a gift that time was, which made the question of how to use it feel more urgent, because you can just see when there's less time, you can really see how little time there is. It just stands in really stark contrast. And it's very easy to get overwhelmed though in those times. So as a mom, when presented with such a snippet of available time, I can tend to go into analysis paralysis. Should I use this particular nap time to write, to read, do a little knitting, watch something, take a nap myself, fold the laundry, or will it just be my default, which is usually just scrolling on my phone? So the priority list I mentioned earlier helped me get out of this cycle of being frozen by the weight of these decisions. When time becomes available in my day, a prospect that can be unpredictable and vary wildly from day to day, I consider what my priorities are. Since for me, my relationship with God came first, I started choosing to use the wee hours of insomnia to study my Bible, listen to sermons, and engage in other disciplines that would help me grow spiritually. But by choosing to use my first available time slot in this way, I'm ensuring that my first priority is revealed. After that, I just start to go down the list. Most of my day is already centered around my family, which is my next priority. So after that, for me, came my health. That might mean I would use any next section of time to do a 15-minute workout video on YouTube. And then next time, maybe I would write a little something on my current work in progress. Reading a chapter might come next, along with other priorities to follow, depending on whether I gain more time slots or not throughout my day. Now, this method of snatching free time slots and going down my list of priorities doesn't work the same way for every season. Currently, my children are really past the little bitty baby stage, so we have much more structured nap times and a more solid routine, which allows me to have a firmer schedule for my desired accomplishments each day. I now do my reading before I do any writing, because I know that most likely I will have a certain amount of time in the afternoon to get things done. And it helps me to just have a little bit of recreation before I get into really working on my projects. But with a small baby or some other reason for an unpredictable schedule, it pays to be flexible, to take the small amount of time that we are given, and to make sure that the most important things come first. And no matter how much or how little time we have or when those opportunities occur, the principle is still the same. It takes discipline. Getting what you want out of your time means looking at your time objectively and making a conscious decision about what you want to get out of it. It means that for me, to this day, I'm going to put my Bible time first thing in the morning because I don't want to go a day without it. And it means that I'm going to use nap time to write and read instead of just killing time on my phone. Not because this comes naturally to me, it doesn't, but because I'm taking control of my actions and deciding with each stretch of the day what I believe is important to accomplish. So, your turn again. What does your average day look like? Do you have a consistent schedule, or are you in a season where you never know when you'll get time to yourself? Can you look back at your list of priorities and use that to sort of come up with a predetermined plan for how you will use the amount of time you do have so that you are making your time work for you and your goals? So just take a look at that and think through, like I said, your sort of average schedule, whether that's consistent or inconsistent. Think when you might have those slots of time and decide ahead of time when that time arises that you have a chance to work on something important to you. Decide ahead of time what you're going to use it on so that you're not faced with the decision in the moment and wasting some of that precious time making the decision. So I hope that that's helpful. I hope that you will come back next time when I'm going to talk about the first part of the day and the importance of that and how it sets the tone for the entire rest of your schedule and your routine. So again, thank you so much for watching through this series. I hope you'll be with me next time as well. And yeah, thanks so much.